Welcome to part 2 of Voltis' 100k in 100 Days series, where I started a brand new Genshin Impact account in hopes of farming 100,000 Primogems in 100 days, all for the sake of getting C6 Skirk once she releases. To make this series more fun, this challenge account also involves you, the viewer. If I am unable to succeed in getting 100,000 Primogems within the time limit, then the amount of subscribers I gain throughout this video series will ultimately determine the fate of my wallet, where I will be forced to whale however many Primogems based on however many subscribers I get. Last video, I gained around 1,000 subscribers, so based on how this video does, it's definitely gonna hurt in the long run. So yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to see me suffer. So far, I've worked my way through the Mondstadt questline, where I got a taste of Genshin's lore and witnessed an Archon beatdown. I got through most of Mondstadt, unlocking all of my teleport waypoints in Mondstadt as a result. My current team consists of the generic starter team and Razor, who I managed to pull on my standard banner wishes at AR10. This team is only temporary, as I'll be racing through the Lantern Rite in hopes of getting myself a new character. As you know, getting 100k Primogems in 100 days might seem difficult, but throughout this series, I will be streaming it all on Twitch, mainly during the weekends. So if you ever want to be a part of this long and grueling journey together, and just help me out with exploration, make sure to come by my Twitch stream to join along this epic adventures together. Speaking of epic adventures, I want to give a shout out to Tribe 9, a futuristic action RPG developed by Akatsuki Games. The game was released on February 20th worldwide on iOS, Android, and Steam on PC. Tribe 9 is set in the futuristic world of Tokyo, where conflicts often occur. Teams replace violence with a dueling method called Extreme Baseball, where the loser of the match must obey the winner. However, times change and things have taken a turn for the worse, with Extreme Baseball now abolished. The new world now uses XG, where players participate in a game with deadly consequences. Embark on a heart-wrenching story with Yo Kuronaka, the protagonist of the story, along with his two childhood friends as they struggle to fight and participate in these death games to take back what they've lost. What kind of mysteries will they uncover? The combat system features an avoidance and parry system. The core gameplay is to avoid taking enemy attacks because battles become exponentially harder when hit by enemies. You are able to utilize all three party members to fight together in real time, allowing players the ability to strategize and plan ahead, which creates unlimited possibilities with different teams for you to try out. Tribe 9 has some of the best visuals and animations I've ever seen. The Japanese voice acting really brings the story and characters to life. Begin your exhilarating adventure in this brand new ARPG. And if you download now with my QR code or the link in the description, you can get a limited time character skin and starter supply to help you start out. You can find more info about Tribe 9 in the description or the pinned comment below, along with my sign up link. Thanks to Akatsuki Games for sponsoring this video. In order to stay ahead of my Primogems quota, I will need to farm more than 1,000 Primogems every day. So in this video, I will be attempting the impossible, which is to obtain 10,000 Primogems within a 24-hour time span. So far within the first episode, I got through the whole entirety of the Mondstadt storyline, coupled with a few story quests in between. So with a few hours left of the Lantern Rite event, I finally reached AR20. Wait, what? What? Wait, I got scammed! I got scammed! I'm not even AR20 yet and I can do this! What do you... Okay, I am. Okay, never mind. I take it back. When did I even get to AR20? I didn't even see the pop-up. Oh, there we go. War level increased to 1. Oh, it popped up at the very end. How did I get so many 5 primos? What was that? Oh! All the 5 primos are from the waypoints that got unlocked. In like everywhere else, right? Yeah. I get primos from doing that as well. For getting AR18. Okay. Well, let's start a Lantern Rite then. So with a lot of overreaction over nothing, I finally met the prerequisite for the Lantern Rite event. Fun fact, with this account, I'm about to do this story for the 5th time, so you can guess how this will go. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the Lantern Rite story the first time, but with no skip button, this was honestly a big drag after the 5th time. Anyways, after unlocking the minigames, I pretty much just speedrun through all of them. The Puyo Puyo Tetris minigame was honestly pretty fun, and it took me a few minutes to get through all the challenges. Next, I talked to an NPC to start a combat challenge. Since this account was literally created just today, when I did Lantern Rite, I was glad that they were trial characters for me to use. If I only get one difficulty done, am I still able to get all the points to get the characters? I'm only here for Shincho, technically. I don't think I can do that much burning reactions on this account because I don't have Xiangling here. So I selected the easiest difficulty and started a challenge. With a level 80 trial character, it made the combat even way better. Unlock Purveyor of Punishment at AR 20. I'm carried by Kanich. 45k. I actually get all the points. I actually got 3-star. Wow, I'm insane. I mean, this is probably the easiest one to get 3 stars in, to be honest. I went through all of the challenges that the event has to offer and tried out various team comps of my trial characters. Ultimately, I was able to complete a bunch of them with 3 stars. So I got 1 million points. Wow. Okay. I think the only one I didn't get 3-star is the Chaska one, right? I got 3 stars. Wait, no. I got 2 stars on another one. Okay, never mind. Let me just take everything out. Lastly, there was a gifting envelope part of the event, where we got to interact with various characters. Custom envelopes done. Gotta get all the rewards here. Can I technically pick a character already? Well, I can claim it now. I can technically just leave. It's not really that hard, I guess. It's the story that takes the longest. Because I'm essentially already done with Lantern, right? I got all the fever points. And I'm gonna pick Shincho. I don't really care if I get another Shincho before the end of the event. I don't think I'll get to pull again today, so I'll pick him to be safe. So with Shincho finally joining the 100k in 100 days series, I continued the Lantern Rite story. This story was pretty long, but after about an hour of dialogue skipping, I was finally able to complete everything. Let me double check and see everything though. And make sure that I have everything finished. Alright, if anyone is curious as well on how many Primogems you can get from Lantern Rite, I started before Lantern Rite, I started at 1751 Primos, and I'm at 2780. So I got 1,030 Primos around that. I mean, I probably opened some chests, so probably 1,000 Primos, I guess, if you want to round it off. Yeah, rushing Lantern Rite was honestly worth it, because by going through the event alone, it put me up by 1 day's worth of my Primogems quota. This brings us to this video's secret question. So throughout this series, I will be asking you guys a secret question in each video. So if you see this, feel free to discuss down in the comment section below. Today's secret question is, what was the most amount of Primogems you farmed in one Genshin session? And who did you farm for? Personally, I would say that this video that I am doing right now, I farmed around 3,000 Primogems in one session, going from creating this account the same day, all the way to AR 20. And completing the Lantern Rite event. So I guess my answer to this question is, I farmed for 3,000 Primogems for C6 Skirk, hopefully. Anyways, after that, I decided to start a few quests on this account. Starting with a Razor quest in order to unlock a new weekly boss. Since this was a version 1.0 questline, it was relatively short compared to Lantern Rite. My current team consists of mostly starter characters and Shincho, and is actually really effective in its own right. During the climax, we had to fight a story version of Andreas. Was that only the fight? Razor joined as a trial character during this boss fight, and since this boss was from 1.0, I quickly defeated the boss. Are we done? With the story now completed, I invited my viewers to my Twitch streams to do some co-op. We first started where we left off and did the Andreas weekly boss. As you can expect, this boss was pretty much instantly defeated since my world level was pretty low. Sadly, the boss only dropped 2 4-star artifacts. Next, we also went around Liyue to fight Oceanid in order to ascend my Shincho. The boss took a while, since we mostly had to wait for Oceanid to yap longer than the actual fight itself. But I still managed to get the drops in the end. To prepare my characters for harder fights, I also enhanced some of my artifacts. We also did some exploration around Chenyun Vale, and opened some chests for more Primogems. As always, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that came by to help me out with my exploration. I will most likely host a co-op session every time I stream on this account. So if you would also like to assist with exploration and quests in general, feel free to come by my Twitch streams and say hi. So with around 12 hours into this account, I ventured into Natlan for the first time. Before I could go anywhere, however, I was immediately sucked into the Saurian questline, where I had to face my biggest challenge yet. As an AR-21 player, I faced the Rifthound enemies for the first time, and since my team consists of just starter characters, I had a pretty rough time with combat. Thankfully, with my Genshin knowledge, I was able to use freeze to my advantage and got through the quest. I started to explore Natlan by first unlocking a few teleport waypoints, and eventually the Statue of the Seven. In my previous video, a lot of people commented telling me to explore Natlan first, since the region is by far the easiest way to get Primogems with the most avenues that I will be revealing later in the video. I decided to level up a few of my characters, just so they are prepared to do a few of the harder quests in Natlan, and even some of my weapons, while I'm at it. Natlan does have a pretty evident difficulty spike, as I was struggling to even defeat any Saurians in the wild, compared to the other enemies that I've encountered previously in Mondstadt and Liyue. It took a few seconds, but I was still able to power through the fight. As I was exploring, I also did some puzzles as well, to gather even more Primogems. One of the biggest reasons to farm in Natlan was that every chest in Natlan rewarded us with Primogems. So with the amount of exploration and chests that we've opened, it will slowly add up. I continued on unlocking more statues, until I finally arrived at my final destination. Yes, I am about to explore Och-Kanatlan, one of the newest regions added to Genshin as of this video. Och-Kanatlan was also accompanied by a questline that will be pretty important, as we will get even more Primogems by completing it. And also for a limited time during version 5.3, you could also get a good amount of Primogems just for exploring the new regions. Before I dove in further, I decided it was time to level up Lisa. I also navigated my way through Chenyun Vale until I finally reached Sumeru, where I found one of the most important statues of the 7 in this series. In Sumeru, our traveler was able to resonate with Dendro, which is one of the best elements in the game, especially where my current progression is at during the early games. I continue on Och-Kanatlan quest and immediately faced my first obstacle where I had to fight the dragon boss in the area. This was especially hard because of the Night Soul mechanic, and since I didn't have any Natlan characters, this was a painful challenge. Not to mention, the random enemies that I encountered throughout the region will also become a boss fight of some sort. But thankfully, Hyperbloom was able to come in clutch as I was able to deal with the enemies quickly. I gotta say, Och-Kanatlan quest was pretty nice, and being able to indwell into Saurians really made exploration more interesting. There were a lot of puzzles involved in the quest, but also a lot of chests for me to collect. Eventually, I had to do a Devolent Back Massage 2.0, and I successfully chased a boss into a cave. But not until Lisa kind of just free dove down as well with no warning. In a cave, I had a last confrontation against the dragon. The boss fight itself was kinda annoying, with the boss being able to airborne while I could do nothing but just spectate it. And to make it even worse, this boss also had Night Soul mechanics. Thankfully, after I depleted the shield, we can just stun the boss and take this chance to do a lot of damage. After repeating this process a few times, we eventually defeated the boss. After completing the quest, I checked my current exploration progress to see that I was sitting at 19%. I spent the next hour in Och-Kanatlan just doing world quests, and collecting chests that I came across along the way. The world quests in this region were pretty rewarding, as I got a lot of Primogems from both the chests and the quest rewards. As I was exploring, I also collected some Pyroculi, which will help out with my Primogem farming. To make things easier, I enhanced an Elemental Mastery Circlet for Lisa, as that will boost my Hyper Bloom damage even more. I also rearranged a few artifacts for my other characters as well. With all the exploration and quests completed, I got another boost of exploration progress, with it sitting at 48%. I decided to level up my Natlan statue of a 7, and got 100 Primogems plus a Shrine of Depths key. Opening the Shrine of Depths gives a good amount of exploration progress, and more importantly, the chest on top of it also rewards us with 80 Primogems. And just like that, our exploration progress got to 52%. I went around other regions as well to complete exploration, and after another hour of farming, I got to 67% explored, inching closer to the 80% that we need. With the amount of exploration that I've done, I went to Natlan's dome to unlock the Blessing of Atona's Flame. Like Cry Cultural said, this was one of the most Primogem rewarding systems, and after I offered my Pyro Sigils, I was able to level up Tonus' Flame to level 6. Each level also gives us 50 Primogems, so everything about Natlan was great in terms of Primogems farming. I continue on through a series of quests through Natlan, and along the way, I completed some puzzles for nice little rewards. I was also able to level up to Adventure Rank 25, unlocking City Reputation quests. After collecting even more chests, I collected enough Pyro Sigils to level up Latona Flame to level 8, and I got another Shrine of Depths key. I headed towards the shrine and ran into an Abyss Ruin Guard. Thanks to Hyper Bloom, I was able to take care of it, and finally open the shrine, along with the 80 Primogems reward. This final shrine also took me through the 81% exploration mark, which means that I could finally obtain 400 Primogems for the limited time exploration event. This means we now have almost 6,000 Primogems. I managed to get 2 Acquaint Fates and did another temple, and even though I didn't get a 5-star, I managed to get a sacrificial sword, which was perfect for Xingqiu. I quickly leveled up my new weapon and also ascended Xingqiu to level 50. After that, I decided to attempt the Ascension domain. Since my characters were all hovering around level 40 to 50, this domain was pretty easy, especially with Hyper Bloom. I quickly completed the domain and was able to obtain even more Primogems, and successfully increase my world level. I ascended some of my other characters as well, in order to obtain some fates. I ended up with 10 more fates to wish, and luckily this time, I got Yanfei, who will definitely be an important member of my team. I decided to use my weapon and artifact from Lisa, and tried out the Burngeon Yanfei team. I never tried this team comp before, so this will definitely be interesting. Throughout the next few hours, I did some explorations on and off in Liyue, and took a peek at my Primogems. I opened up a good amount of chests through my exploration, but eventually I ran into some trouble as I was ice bridging myself to the Heart Island. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of ran out of stamina, and since I wasn't streaming at that time, I had to get back up from my Discord. After waiting a few minutes, someone finally joined me, but I quickly realized it was a mistake. Unfortunately, I got teleported back to the platform, so I had to ice bridge again. Thankfully, I got my happy ending as I was able to get a chest on an island. I spent the rest of my day doing the quests in co-op, and with help, this was easy to the point that I didn't even have to do anything to complete a quest. And I got my first 5-star artifact on this account, and more importantly, opened chests for a lot of Primogems. With a 24-hour time frame upon us, I decided to check my Primogems count. Actually, if I'm someone that's good at math, I have 7,800 Primos right now, right? And if I add the 1,600 Primos from this Lantern Rite gift, that's how much? 9,400? And then plus the 600 that we get for maintenance. Isn't that 10,000 Primos already? Like if I do it, I've been hoarding this for the whole 5 days I have on this account, I guess. Because I was waiting for the maintenance Primogems, you know? So because of this log ending and also just, I guess it's a code, but the other 5 of these, I got 2,260, I guess, Primogems. Which takes me to 10,000 Primos now. It's actually the most Primogems I farmed in such a short time. So it is possible to farm this amount on a new account. So yeah, with 1 week on my account and around 24 hours of gameplay, I actually completed my goal of 10,000 Primogems farmed. With an average of more than 1,000 Primogems, I am still on the right track to my final goal of 100,000 Primogems in 100 days. This journey will just get more difficult since I mostly took advantage of events back in version 5.3. But with the current version 5.4 patch, Primogems will definitely become harder to farm. So make sure to join my Twitch stream to watch my farming process live, or if you want to assist me as well. I also want to give a shout out to the people that gave me some Primogems tips that I used in this video. There are even more tips that I haven't even gotten to use yet. But if you would also like to give me some pointers on any secret Primogems tips, let me know in the comments below, and I will also shout your comment out when I use it, for everyone to take notes off of as well. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.